Let's do some squeegee painting for St. Patrick's Day. This is a really fun background for a painting. Take your canvas, or I'm using 12 by 12 textured cardstock taped to a pizza box, and I'm using a couple different shades of green, just dotting them on all over the canvas. I'm keeping them up towards the top, but you can put them wherever you want. Just keep in mind that wherever you put a dot, a polka dot is going to be left. I also added a little bit of metallic gold, and I'm also adding a couple dots of yellow. So this is going to be fun. You want to make sure you're using acrylic craft paint because it's a little bit more liquid than other types of paints. So now that I have all my dots on there, grab your squeegee. I'm just using one from the Dollar Tree that works great. Start at the top of your paper and just squeegee it all the way down to the bottom. Isn't that fun? And super easy. So you're going to keep the paint that's on the squeegee still and start again at the top, moving over a little bit more so that you can get the right side of the paper. There we go. You can also do this on canvas. Notice I have a little bit of white left at the top. I'm just going to do one more pass on the left-hand side. And that's how easy this is. This makes such a fun background for your paintings. Just make sure to move your painting off to the side and clean off your squeegee so you can do other paintings later. I'm going to show you how to do a squeegee rainbow later today, so stay tuned. But for now, you have to dry your background. If you use paper for this, make sure you keep it taped while it dries, because when the paint is on it, it will wet the paper and the paper will bubble or wrinkle a little bit. Don't worry if this happens, because when it dries, it should dry flat again for you to be able to paint the rest of your detail. Now, I kept my paper taped to the pizza box, so I'm going to fold it back up into an easel stand. You could keep it laying flat if you want to, but I like to use this trick because it makes it more of a painting easel. Only thing I would say is tape it down to your table so it doesn't move while you paint. Now we're going to paint a clover, and to do this, I'm going to use my round brushes. I have 3 different sizes. I like to use my medium one, which is about a size 6. And taking the color of your clover, I'm going to paint a heart. I'm using bright green. You can do whatever color you want. And notice my heart shape is tilted to the right side of my canvas. Once you have that shape, fill it in the best you can. You may need to do more than one coat later, but just get your shape filled in there. For the second petal of the clover, I'm going to do another heart that's tilted down to the right. Notice that my heart shape, the point meets the point of the top heart, and then fill that in as well. If you notice your paint is really transparent, it may also help to paint your shapes in white first and then dry them before putting on your green color. Okay, I have 2 leaves here. Let's do the one on the left-hand side. This is going to be another heart shape. And notice it's tilted to the left, but the point also meets into the middle of the other 2 hearts. There's your clover shape. So fill that in, and then, like I said, you can do a second coat if you need to, and then you can just adjust the shape of your clover as needed. I'm going to make some of my petals a little bit wider here. I'll try to have a traceable for you, so stay tuned for that as well, but as always, make it your own. You can do whatever size or shape clover you want. Now, it kind of blends into the background, so I'm going to take the same round brush and make it stand out. To do this, I'm taking some of the dark green, and let's start by outlining the outside shape of the clover. This makes it stand out. To give it a little bit of shading, put a dot of green in the middle of your clover and do a plus sign, so 4 longer lines in the middle of your clover. And in between each, like a clock, you're going to do little lines just coming out from that center point. They should all be shorter than those 4 larger lines that you made at first. So once you have all the little lines in there and brushed out, you can make those 4 lines in the plus sign a little bit longer. We didn't forget a stem either. That bottom line you're going to bring out a little bit further and just do a green outline. I like to do a funky triangle shape like that. And you can fill it in. I probably didn't need to, but I'm just putting light green in the middle there. Perfect. For a little bit more dimension, let's add some expression strokes with the dark green right inside the main outline. I'm just doing little curves inside each of the main curves of the clover. And if you really want to make it stand out, before the dark green dries, take a little bit of the bright green on your brush and just do one more coat in the middle section of each of your leaves. See how that streaks just a little bit of the dark green? This will make it look a little less flat and more dimensional. I'm even going to add a second coat of bright green in the middle of my stem there. As a final step, we have to add white highlights everywhere and little details. So taking my smallest round brush, this is about a size 3, take some of the white and do little tiny highlights in the dark green outline. Doesn't have to outline it exactly, just curves. And for a little bit of character, let's add some polka dots. That's totally optional. I've seen other people do different types of patterns in their leaves, even swirls. And speaking of swirls, this is something else you can add to the background. Take your detail brush and make 3 little swirl shapes. Doesn't matter if they're all going the same direction or not, but put them together, and if you have them bunched up like that and add a little tiny curve, it looks like an abstract clover. Isn't that cute? I'm going to do all different sizes of these throughout my background, and if you don't want too many of them, you could even add single swirls in there as well. Isn't that fun? It's just a fun little extra detail that makes it look festive. If you try this painting, I'd love to see how it turns out. Don't forget to make it your own. And if you like this tutorial, follow me for more because I'm going to be showing you a rainbow squeegee painting background next. Have fun and happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody.